Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, yeah. Greetings and salutations, my lovelies. It is Friday. This is Kamaria, or Black Siren Creates. On Mondays, we do journaling content. On Fridays, we do reading content. And today, with my horrible camera work here, we're going to the library. I usually go to the library maybe once a week. Not once a week. Once a month. I am very lucky that I'm kind of in the middle of a whole bunch of different libraries. This is my kids' favorite library because it has a really good children's section. So we like to go here, and it's just beautiful. Like, look at all this brick, and it has this little courtyard. So this is going to be like part library vlog of me just like looking at shelves. And then also I'm going to show you like my library haul because I don't buy books, so I can't do a book haul, but I'll do a library book haul. Because especially in these dark times we live in at the end of the world, it feels like that I'm on the brink of a dystopian, YA novel. Libraries are important. I don't know. I was a librarian before I, became a stay-at-home mom, and as somebody who worked for the government and had to deal with government funding and all these things, it's really terrible what the government currently is doing when it comes to banning books, challenging books, but no matter what, like presidency, administration we're in, like there are always going to be people who challenge books thinking they're inappropriate for children. I had to deal with that almost on a daily when I worked in a library. Like, that's just life. It's just horrible that it's becoming more normal to ban books, because they say that any society that, any government, any kind of society we have that starts banning books, that's like the beginning of the end of, the civilization. There is no good country that, bans books. I personally think that the attack on libraries don't even get that much federal funding, okay? It just doesn't happen. And then to slash the money when you're only giving libraries 1 or 2%, and then you cut that. I mean, we had to do so much fundraising on our own and ways to make money so we could do the things we needed to do, because libraries aren't just books, okay? Libraries are access to information, access to help, access to aid. People go in there so they can print their resumes, y'all. So please patronage be patrons of your library. Okay, end of PSA. Here are my books. All right, so first up, we have At Dark, I Become Lonesome. And I saw this on one of my favorite booktubers channels. Her name is Fats over at Baby Back Books. And I think it is, I don't read synopsis. I'll read like the first couple lines and then be like, okay, sounds good. Because it's like when you watch a trailer for a movie, they just show everything in the trailer and you're like, why am I going to watch it? So I just read like the first little blurt, like tiny sentence of the synopsis, and then I'll just say cool. This Eric LaRocca's horror, so, and from what I remember of that book, that when she described it, and it's about a husband and a father dealing with grief, and then he does some weird ritualistic burying people, I don't know, and I'm like, sure. This is a kind of a historical Regency type romance. It's about magical geographers or something. There's a marriage of convenience, but they secretly love each other. Sunshine Grumpy. I think that was like the second book in a series. I didn't read the first one. It's fine. This one is like looks like a rom-com. The reason why I picked it up is it's the female main character is a baker, but she also has like type 1 diabetes, so it's like a sugar-free bakery, and there's fake dating, and I'm a sucker for fake dating. So, and it's a multicultural romance. So this is Birth of a Dynasty, and I'm just showing you the map. But I picked this up. The I guess the main character in this is basically he watched his whole family get murdered, and he's gonna go get revenge. And it's fantasy. It's black fantasy based on African lore. So yeah, say less. I've seen this book going around for a while, The Irresistible something, something, something. I don't know, whatever. It's like enemies to lovers. There's an assassin and a healer, and they're trying to like figure out a disease or something, but they're like mortal enemies. Sure. I just like the inside papers. I thought were really cool, and it looks like from the map it's like a alternate Britain because there's like Wessex and Northumbria and stuff. But I just love the papers on the inside. This is another one I've seen going around, the Raven Scholar. I got a lot of fantasy in this haul because the Magical Readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast is happening in September. So I wanted to have some fantasy in my arsenal because when I read the Magical Readathon, like the prompts are usually their own thing, but I just like to keep it fantasy. When I'm doing the Magical Readathon. And if you don't know what that is, you need to go to her page because it's this big, elaborate kind of RPG, Dungeons and Dragons type readathon. You make a character, you go to magical school, you have to take classes, and the classes are your prompts. So it's a good time. It's really complicated, but fun. So I really wanted to get that, but that was a chunky boy. That was 600 pages. But one of my prompts this time is to roll a dice. And, you know, if you roll a 6, you have to read a book that's 600 pages. So there you go. I like to be prepared. And then I just picked up this graphic novel that has a trans main character because I'm in a mood where I really like to read books by trans and non-binary people. If you have a big brain, you can figure out why I'm obsessed with non-binary people. Not in a creepy, fetishy way, but just I like listening to I like reading things from marginalized voices. So I have a good mix of queer, black, marginalized. We have fantasy, we have rom-coms, we have horror, we have a graphic novel. So that's all I got. See you next time, guys. Bye.